Look at this story as well. It's a story coming out of the Labour Party about their intentions of the direction of travel. They will promise to get more young people on the housing ladder. It's announcing its Freedom to Buy scheme today. The party are pledging to make the existing mortgage guarantee scheme, which sees the government act as a guarantor for people unable to get or save up for big deposits, into a permanent fixture if it wins the election in July. Let's talk to senior mortgage broker Sally Mitchell on this point. Afternoon to you, Sally.
Good afternoon.
Try to work out house price or housing initiatives. It's like an episode of Roadrunner, isn't it? Oh, that one failed. Here's another one. Well, try this one. This is going to work. No, that didn't work. Here's another, the Acme book of how to buy a house. I mean, it's kind of, if it wasn't so serious, it would just be laughable. But the overarching problem here is that lots of young people cannot buy a house when not so many years ago it wasn't that controversial.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I mean, this is not, reinventing the wheel. This is nothing new. This has been in place since 2021. To make it permanent, I totally welcome it. Anything that helps first-time buyers get onto that ladder when it is so difficult has got to be welcomed. It's got to be applauded. But, will they stick with it? Does it really help? I do think it's up to the lenders to offer suitable products to cover the needs of their borrowers. And 95% loans are important. We always used to have them. It's only in the last few years that they've stopped offering them, and that the government decided to step in and ease the risk. And I don't know about anyone else, but when it's about easing the risk for a bank, I'm more on the side of the borrower.
Yes.
The banks are in business to make money, to lend money and make money. If they decide they don't want to lend 95%, well, that's their risk profile, and that's not
a good. Yeah, that's a good point. And of course, it felt like 5 minutes ago that people would save up, a couple of £1,000 to buy a house. Now people are asked to save up £30,000 to buy a house, and then so the lucky ones get to 30,000 only to discover that the house has gone up in price since then, or the kind of house they were looking at, so it becomes 33,000, and you end up in this curious position of really trying to chase your tail.
Well, this is it. 5% is a much nicer deposit to have to find, but it does relate to about £12,000, and in the South East it's more like 20 something. And of course, then you've got the problem of finding a mortgage for 95%. Well, if the average house price is now 288,000, to get 95% mortgage, you've got to be earning just over £60,000. So the whole idea that this is going to help younger people on lower incomes potentially get on the ladder, it misses. In my experience, I haven't found that many clients for whom it actually works.
And the other thing that's kind of changed, there was a sort of a time, I suppose, and maybe this is a slightly different point, Sally, but it all feeds in. The time when people in their early 20s thought about buying a house and then were thinking, so by the time I get to 45, 50, I'll have no mortgage. Those days are gone, right? Because now people are looking firstly at buying later, so they're into their 30s, and they're also thinking about 30-year mortgages, and in some cases 40-year mortgages.
Yeah, I'm looking at 40 years quite regularly at the moment. If someone's in their late 20s, we're pushing it to 68, 70.
Yeah.
And the difference is, it's really weird. When I started on the property ladder many moons ago, the idea was to be mortgage free, and I think there's been a shift. There doesn't seem to be that drive. Maybe the youngsters today just see it as an impossible dream. The idea that you burn your mortgage document at age 60 or 65.
Yeah.
They're quite happy to push into 70, 75. They can't imagine a time when, potentially they won't have to work, or certainly won't have a mortgage to worry about. So I think there has been quite a shift in mindset.
Indeed. Listen, Sally, thank you very much indeed. We will speak again. This story is not over. That's Sally Mitchell, senior mortgage broker, with us on the programme. It is really tricky, and I feel,